All right, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? We are live here in the After Review studio. I am your host, Pete. What a wildly entertaining finish to Week 13, the holiday Thanksgiving weekend in the NFL. The Broncos walk away, winners on the scoreboard, but really the real winners in our heart are the Washington Commanders, putting up a fight of fights, going for two in overtime, falling just short. Nick Bonito with the play of the night. Really tough way to finish it for Washington. I felt they were going to win that game. Just the mojo, the plays that they were making, the fourth down touchdown, and they had it. The 2-point play was open. It was there. Just not quite enough for us. Emu, what's up? Zay, what's up? Drape, welcome, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Yes, it was a tough loss for the Commanders. Tough loss. There's no joy in my heart anymore, by the way, guys. I'm just dead inside after football this weekend. So there is that. At least that's going for us. Went to the game on Saturday. Ooh, that's nice. Too bad. That was a tough loss again. But I'm sure you were expecting it. Tough loss on the plains for the Auburn Tigers. Oh, no, Clean Old Fashioned hates Georgia Tech, but nice. Yes, I was thinking the Iron Bowl. Yeah, Georgia Tech just died. Yeah. How did the Vikings do, Zay? It may have been the worst performance in the history of football. Oh, and you also went to the Iron Bowl? You did both? Nice. That's a fun weekend for you, my guy. When you just thought J.J. McCarthy couldn't be any worse, in-step Max Brosmer. Honestly, the Vikings defense beat the shit out of Sam Darnold. I guess we can do this game first. Everyone came here for this game. Everybody came to listen to me talk about the Vikings. Tough loss for the Commanders, though. They played well. Let me hit this one real quick. Mariota was fine. Bo Nix was whatever. He had a better finish. They still can't run the ball, Denver. It's actually pathetic. Washington actually had some decent running against that Denver defense. Terry McLaurin, 7 for 96 on a touchdown. Debo, 64, had the big long one in the overtime. Zach Ertz with 100. So Commanders looked good. They fought hard. Evan Ingram, your leading receiver, had the 41-yarder in overtime to set up the go-ahead touchdown. But yeah, tough one. Can't believe our rivals, the ref, beat us in the fourth. Nah, they just got Ty just made plays, man. Can't. He couldn't tackle him either. Cam Coleman fumbled the ball. Can't fumble that football. You went to the Ravens game Thursday. Yeah, I knew you were going for Thanksgiving. That you were as miserable as I was. Try, what's up? So yeah, let me just get to what everybody came here for. You came here for my Vikings reactions. Let's see. Okay, Seattle 26, Minnesota 0. We knew this game wouldn't be good, but I'm just glad all the stupid fucking Vikings fans who are Minnesota Gophers fans wanted to tell me, anybody who's watched college football, that he was a good quarterback. He played 4 years at Rhode Island and 1 year at Minnesota, and he was average as fuck at Minnesota. They are stupid Big Ten fans who wouldn't know what a college football quarterback did, what a good college quarterback looked like to save their life. It was absolutely pathetic to think this. Brosmer comes in there, 4 interceptions. We actually got one of them back because Jalen Naylor forced a fumble on the return. This game was 13-0 at halftime. It should have been 3-3 at half. Minnesota's defense is putting Sam Darnold in a blender, like we said we would. Samantha Darnold was Samantha Darnold. 4 sacks, 2 fumbles in the first half. He recovered one. Minnesota scooped one up. Minnesota had 4th and 1 at the 7, and we decided to call a play-action boot play. DeMarcus Lawrence is in his face, and then he chucks a fucking grenade right to the defense for a touchdown. You just got to take the sack. You lost the points. Get over it. But you have to kick the field goal. Your defense is playing out of their minds right now. And it's 3-3. It's 3-3. You're beating up. Seattle can't do anything. Jackson Smith and Jigba is not even getting looked at. Your offense has 1 first down, I think, in the game at this point. We have 1 first down. It was terrible. And of course, peak Vikings. Our luck has just been so insane this year. It's been so bad. It's hysterical. It's hysterical how bad our luck is. Sam Darnold had like 5 balls swatted at the line of scrimmage, and all of them landed harmlessly to the turf. It was bad. And then Seattle went into vanilla defense, and Brosmer still couldn't throw the ball against a vanilla defense. They weren't even trying to blow us up. They weren't even doing anything. That's how bad Max Brosmer is. Makes people appreciate J.J. McCarthy, and maybe they should wake the fuck up and realize what good football is. Just like good football. If Darnold had to win this game, he would not have won this game. Darnold didn't have to do anything. He was abysmal today, as per usual. Sam Darnold has yet to play a good game against a good defense this year. The running game was fine. Seattle was nice, and they kind of pack it up. They didn't want to risk and expose Darnold. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 2 for 23, easily his worst game of the season. Justin Jefferson, 2 for 4, easily his worst game of his career. This was a shit show. I mean, just bailed out. I mean, they were trying the entire first half, Zay. They couldn't fucking do anything. They couldn't do anything in the first half. They had 3 points, basically, over there. Yeah, Brosmer's dog shit. See that pass interference? Yeah, but then they fumbled after it. Sunday slate was terrible try. Hey, that's our quarterback to talk about. Be nice. He's on the winning side today. Dude, cool. Was frustrated. Zay and Lamar's fumbles. The weak Zay push off. They just played terrible again, Baltimore, though. Lamar looks hurt. He looks bad. Texans could be a dark horse. Yes, the Texans looked very good today. Fun games, but disappointing, obviously. Clean old-fashioned hate. You just kind of knew Georgia was the better team, and they grinded that one out on them. UAB, your only team that won. So hit the like button, guys. There's my Vikings rant. This is about as bad as it's ever been. The offense is fucking horrible. Like, this is the worst. This is like worse. They can't run plays. And I've been saying it for years. You know I hate our DEI GM. You got to fire the GM. The fact that we assembled this quarterback room is negligence. It's just flat out negligence. It's you fire him with cause. It's insane negligence. Your idea for a quarterback room was J.J. McCarthy coming off a knee surgery in his first season ever. Sam Howell, who you traded for, who's a reclamation project, who was terrible, ends a 6th round pick, 5th round pick. He's not even a high draft pick, so he's not even talented. And undrafted free agent Max Brosmer. That was your quarterback plan for a team that won 14 games last year. And we have not had the 32nd worst quarterback play. We've probably had like the 38th or 40th worst quarterback play in the NFL this season. It's actually insane how bad our quarterback play is. It's so, so bad. Defense is good. They just run out of gas. Again. Do you think Shaduki Sanders is still Shaduki? I don't think he's that bad. He was whatever again. He's whatever, guys. Sanders is not good. He's better than Gabriel because he can throw the ball downfield. But they were clearly protecting him. They were afraid of him. A&M lost. Who cares? I fucking care. Everything sucks. 8-4 in fantasy. I'm going to lose to the laughing stock in my league is 2-10. If Tyrone Tracy gets 5+, I lose. Well, pray for a Tracy downfall. How come the frat boy business major degenerate piece of shit always win? Because they're pay more for football. It's tiring. Well, we didn't play. We're 0-3 in the last 3 games. Don't be Michigan over here. Kicker gave you 19, Seahawks 28, yep. Yeah, Golish, that was a weird hire. It's okay. It's a weird hire. A lot of weird hires. Guys are getting 6-year deals to get fired in 3 years of the SEC. You're on another Minnesota live stream. They really, they're ready to jump ship on KOC, which is crazy. Their argument is he hasn't proven anything despite good regular season. He thought the GM's a fucking bozo. KOC's play calling's bad. He doesn't adjust his play calling. That's the fucking problem. Also, he calls plays like he calls plays. He doesn't adjust for having shitty young quarterbacks in there. He calls plays. Hold on, let me turn off the TV. I don't care. Oh, Houston, Jacksonville next week. Fun. Or no, I thought it was Houston, KC next week. He doesn't call plays. He doesn't run short routes. There's no slants. There's no underneath drag routes with our receivers. He calls plays like you're supposed to call plays, like you have Matt Stafford or Patrick Mahomes a quarterback, not guys making their first ever NFL start. That's the problem. And the GM said after 2022 or after 2023, we would never have a bad quarterback room again. We'd be stacked up on quarterbacks, and it lasted one season. One season it lasted for the Vikings. It's just pathetic. Our GM fucking sucks. He just nothing on this team. KOC, maybe give up play calling, just try something different. It's just terrible. Lamar Jackson has given me no more than 7 points and 3 to let. Yeah. I would start anybody but Shador also. Find somebody else. There's got to be somebody else out there, Drape, in fantasy. But yeah, Lamar's been a disaster. The Lions will win the Super Bowl. I just want to say it to feel better. Also, maybe it's possible since everyone is a fraud. Yeah, everyone is in fact a fraud, guys. There are no good teams in the football. Yeah, KOC is calling the plays. Our OC is Wade Phillips, and he doesn't really do anything. Let Josh McCown call plays. I don't know. Let our quarterback coach call plays. Upgrade an OC. Auburn said the same. Well, don't blame me in 3 years when Auburn's in the exact same situation. And that's all I'm going to say, just like Florida was. Took Tennessee from the 108th scoring offense to the 7th. I had told Vikings fan I want John fired. They said they will take him. Yeah, that's stupid. Harbaugh and Tomlin need to go, guys. Daniel, what's up? Lamar's been hurt, and he's also played like shit. Lamar's just been flat out bad since coming back. He's just not been good. That's a problem for future you, true. Since there are no good teams and everyone is a fraud, just for fun, who would your prediction be as of now if you had to pick the Super Bowl? The Broncos and the Bears, because they're the only team that seems like they have luck on their side. Those are two of the luckiest freaking teams in the world. The fact that both, like, the teams with the horseshoe up their ass can win. I will sow now and surely never have to reap. Yes. Yeah, I don't think anybody can win 3 games in a row, guys. I don't know. Who the hell can win 3 games in a row in the playoffs? I have no idea. I have no idea who can win 3 games in a row in the playoffs. I'm at a loss for words. Caleb in the Super Bowl would feed nobody. I agree. We'd all die of starvation and nail polish toxicity. Imagine if we get a Broncos-Bears Super Bowl. I might jump off the roof, Jazz fan. We're rooting for a Panthers Super Bowls, guys. We need a Panthers Super Bowl. Panthers, because then I'm on stream in body paint and a Speedo for Bryce Young. Taj, Eagles are falling apart. Dallas will win the division. Yeah, Dakota, it was a tough weekend for me. Knob Goblin. You were at the game today. Defense looked pretty good, but they couldn't finish on offense. The offense was fucking horrible, Knob Goblin. I agree. I thought the defense was going to win that game. They put Sam Darnold in hell. They couldn't do anything offensively. Coalish, you're going to the gulag. Panthers, Steelers, Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers also died today. Did Aaron Rodgers actually die today? I think Aaron Rodgers died today, guys. I'd be happy if Bears come down to earth next week. They're all frauds. Everyone's a fraud. Texans might make a comeback. Yeah, but they'll blow it in the playoffs too. They can't win 3 games in a row, Drape. No offense. No offense. Nobody can win 3 games in a row, to be fair. The defense is great, though. Defense got a little sauced up a bit towards the end there. Aaron Rodgers died. This is a man who's dead. It's not a man who is alive. Old SpongeBob looking ass. Aaron Rodgers is dead. Anyways, let's go 49ers quarterback. The mustache QB needs to have it be his last start. Yeah, he's fucking terrible. But Minnesota fans will tell you how good he was because they've never seen good quarterback play at the University of Minnesota. Your fantasy team shit the bed. Mine did too. No joke. Texans versus Rams Super Bowl would feed nations. There would be no points. Everyone would be so pissed. That game would be like 7-9. It does feel like the 2023 Eagles all over again, not going to lie. Their meltdown these last 2 weeks have been bad. Yeah, their offense is terrible. Texans not sweeping the Colts. Yeah, probably not. That was the refs. That was a weird game today with the referees. The referees had a real bad sequence for in favor of the Texans for like 3 straight plays that kind of swung that game. Saw Georgia beat Georgia's real team. Auburn loses the Iron Bowl. Bengals defense outplay the Ravens. Falcons lost to the Jets. Dogs and cats are living together. It's the end times, guys. It's the end times. The only bright spot was the UAB third string beat a nobody, and I didn't manage to watch that. Ref saved Denver today multiple times. Well, they tried to, Taj. They tried to. Denver did make the play. They did make the play. And the funny thing is, like, the Commanders overcame every one of those things. So, yes, it was a ref show in favor of Denver at the end. But the Commanders overcame every one of those. And then Denver made a play. Nick Bonito made a great play. Nick Bonito's a great player. He's having a great season. We played terrible, Emu. That's how we lost. Another hate watch SEC championship. Yup. There's like 4 other teams. Ole Miss, A&M have their best seasons in the conference like ever. Oklahoma has an amazing rebound year. And Vanderbilt literally has their best football season in the history of the school. And it's Georgia, Alabama again. Everybody hates life. Colts are unfortunately going to have an insane meltdown. And all the narrative is going to start going down for them. Start off hot, play bad. Got to play the Jags twice. Think they never beat They never beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville. They beat them in Indy, though. The Colts do win in Indy. They do not win in Jacksonville. How many? Goddamn. Does UAB have a coach yet? Honestly, asking here. Probably not. They probably got to wait for all the the P4s to scoop them up here. Today was a heavy coaching day. It wasn't as insane as Liam Blutman teased on unnecessary roughness. But we saw SEC hire 3 G5 P4 schools. We'll see. Mark Stoops got fired after saying they wouldn't fire him, which I thought was hilarious. That's so funny. Kentucky fired Mark Stoops today after saying they wouldn't fire him last night after getting beat 41-0. Hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. If you're new here, drop a sub. If you're new, subbed, want a shout out, just drop it in the chat. We got daily sports content for you guys. Gators got the best available college coach. Last coach to quickly turn around a low-end college football was Urban Meyer at Utah. Well, Dakota, didn't we say the same thing about Napier coming from Lafayette? And the LSU Tigers got the best available coach. But I'm glad you're positive. Get working. You do have a guy with recruiting ties in there. At least you got recruiting ties. Should be nice. That helps. You got to recruit the state of Florida. We hated the Napier hire, but it was the same logic. Like a G5 coach trying to flip around everything. But you got a good guy to coach, recruit in state, which helps. And Kiffin was a joke at a lot of places. Yeah, because Kiffin is a bad person. He is an unbelievable football coach, clearly. Like, I'm not happy he's at LSU. We play LSU every year as one of our 3 pod teams in the SEC. We have to play a fucking actual football genius. Sarkisian, the fake offensive genius, versus Kiffin, the real offensive genius. Update from 2 days ago. The Habs did get killed by Colorado. Did it in the Quebec uniforms, too. I do love the good Quebec uniforms every now and then. No, he's not calling them Napier 2.0. Just looking at how the Ravens can win the division if they split with the Steelers and have the same record. It could come down to a coin flip who won the division. Oh, my God. What about the division record be tied? Oh, my God. If that gets close, we'll look into it. Only see negative comments on Summerall, despite him being a clear great hire. Great hire is a strong word, guys. I don't think any of these hires are great. They're P4 fine. I think it's a fine hire. You wanted Lane Kiffin. Like, Lane Kiffin was the hire. It's fine. Will the Eagles beat both the Chargers and the Bills or lose to both teams? I don't know. I don't trust either of those teams. Justin Herbert broke his hand. Herbert broke his hand and is having surgery tomorrow and is going to play on Monday night, he said. Thought there for everyone. Well, Napier didn't have his team heading to a playoff. Meyer and the new homie did. But South Florida's not going to the fucking playoff. They're not even close. Excuse me, Tulane. I got him flipped. Bengals will win the Super Bowl with Burrow. Also, JMU for the G5 spot. I'm on the Dukes. JMU. Bengals will win the Super Bowl with Burrow. They will win outright. Insane momentum and cruise. Yeah. Zin, what's up? Lincoln is a time late. Yeah, well, no. He's a hoe. He said you can't make a hoe a housewife. And guess what? LSU is a ratchet hoe, too. It's 2 crazy, ratchet, Cajun, swamp people. Well, hey, we all ended up doing well after we fucked up the Summerall thing. I didn't want Kiffin. He can't handle that heat. If you get plenty of heat at Florida, well, everyone's going to get heat is the problem. That's the same. Yeah. There are no free seasons like there. That's why I wouldn't have left Ole Miss. There are no free seasons at LSU or Florida. Herbert is wild if he's going to play next week. He is wild. Madison Beer will give him a good old sucky, make him feel better. All right, 20 minutes, and I try. Long live the orange and blue Georgia haters. LSU isn't ready to ride the Lane train. They're going to regret this. Nah, LSU is a bunch of dirty ratchet hoes like Lane. All right, let's talk about the 49ers. We got to talk about games, guys. We're here for the NFL. It was a big college weekend. It'll be a bigger college weekend next weekend as we figure out the college football playoff Sunday night. So we might have an extra long stream talking about everything Sunday night. Broccoli Purdy was fine. He was better, 168 and a touchdown. We know how good Cleveland's defense is. Myles Garrett had 1 sack today, I believe. King with the sack. Myles Garrett encroaching on the record. Shore was fine, 16 to 25, 149, touchdown. Did take 3 sacks, took a really bad sack as well in this game. Overall, fine. Quinshon Judkins, bell cow, 23, 91 yards. Couldn't really do much. I thought the 49ers defense played great, and the Browns did Brown things. They muffed the punt. They went for, a tush push on 4th and 1 at their own time. They gave up a huge punt return as well. The Browns really browned this game up. 49ers had barely had 200 yards of offense, 150 yards of offense, 91 yards rushing. McCaffrey did get a touchdown because McCaffrey does McCaffrey things. Kittle had a really nice catch at the end of the half for the field goal setup. Juwan Jennings is apparently a bitch, and everybody hates him. So that's kind of crazy. Did have a touchdown. Nice play for him. We knew this. Robert Saleh is a great defensive coordinator. A great defensive coordinator. He's going to cook up a young quarterback, even with the bad bodies they have. A really nice win for the 49ers. I was worried about them this weekend. I had the Browns upsetting them. Really nice win for the 49ers. 19 sacks on the season, 4.5 away from the record with 5 games to play. They will get motions, buddy, when they were paying close to Washington State and he does his magic of making a defense disappear. No, they'll have real defense. It's LSU. They'll always have defense. Jags Titans, I can tell you I watched about 6 plays of this game. He took Shador's lunch today. Yeah. But it was legendary, guys. Legendary performance. Purple did Purdue things. Let's go Niners. You messed that up, something. Purdy did Purdue things. Is that what it meant? You meant to say, Dakota? Purdy did Purdue things. But yeah, good win for the Niners. I was very worried about the upset today. That team is banged up. They're just hurt. We know what the deal is. This would be a Super Bowl team if they were healthy. They're not. They aren't a Super Bowl team. But nobody's a Super Bowl team, so it's fine. They're hanging right there in the division. Who in the SEC ended up in the worst in this coaching cycle? Probably Kentucky, because they don't have a head coach, and everybody else hired a head coach. Kentucky is the answer. Purtle. Yes, was calling him Purtle. Perdoodle. Broccoli. How about Broccoli Purdy? It was a nice win. Fair. Yeah, T-Law, 229, 2 touchdowns. Decent day from T-Law. Still does T-Law things. Baseball Tootin had a touchdown. Good for fantasy. Not for me, but good for other people. Awful game for Tennessee's offense. Awful game. I thought we were getting positive signs for Tennessee, and they were just terrible today. Jags defense is whatever. Jacoby Myers, 90 and a touchdown, though. Brenton Strange had a nice 20-yard touchdown as well. BTJ is, again, apparently alive. I thought he died. I don't know. Whereabouts unknown. But 2 fumbles. Kamir DK, Tony Pollard. Okonkwo is your leading receiver again. Gunnar Helm getting in the mix. I heard about that. Van Jefferson's alive. I didn't even know he still played. But yeah, just whatever game. Terrible game. I hope nobody watched this football game. Like, seriously. It's a bad game. Jags won. Jags are another fraud team at 8-4. I actually liked what I saw from the Bears game. We can touch on the Bears game, Eagles real quick, because I touched on the Thanksgiving games. I streamed Thursday night on Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Mine was excellent. But the rest of the weekend, blue wiener. Bears look good. That was probably the best I think of the Bears have looked all season. So, something to keep your eye on. I thought the Bears looked really good against Philly. Credit where credit is due. Let's talk about this game. This was a really good football game out there. The Texans and the Colts. Fraud alert watch for the Indianapolis Colts? I don't think so. I thought the Colts played fine. I think Houston just might be back, guys. I think Houston is back. C.J. Stroud was okay. 22 of 35, 276, and an interception. Took 2 sacks. I thought he was a little late getting the ball out, but he also had a couple of nice plays. They were absolutely killing Indy on the crossing routes. Now, Sauce Gardner did get hurt. He left this game pretty early in the game. It looks like a calf strain and not an Achilles tear, so they avoided disaster. But yeah, that was big. Do you think Matthew Stafford's still MVP with his performance? No, Zay, I'm going to have to buy fucking green Drake May jersey, and I'm sick about it. Because he should be our quarterback, because we couldn't give an extra third-round pick to get Drake May. We could have gave up 3 1s and a third-round pick. Fuck it. Fuck them picks. Get a quarterback. Danny Dimes was fine. Playing on a broken ankle. He's clearly hurt, though. He can't run. There was not any RPO plays. There wasn't any motion out there. He's clearly hurt. 1 rush for 1 yard. JT, 21 for 85, no touchdowns. They are now 1-4 when Jonathan Taylor doesn't score a touchdown. They are 7-0 when he scores a touchdown. Taj with the super chat. Let's go. Appreciate that, big dog. Dallas will beat the Lions. Goff struggles with interior pressure. I can see 88-3 going crazy this week. I like it. That is our Thursday night game. That is a good game. Yeah, Dallas is really interesting. Their defense is playing really good since training for Quinnen Williams and getting people back from the IR. Dallas is real, and we know how good the Cowboys offense is. George Pickens was just an insane trade for them, too. Insane trade for them. I like that a lot. The Lions look very flawed. Now, I think the run game is going to help slow things down. You can run on Dallas. Even with Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark. You can still run on them a bit. Both teams with a full week off. This is going to be a really good Thursday games because they do this like every year now. The Lions and the Cowboys just play every Thursday after Thanksgiving, it feels like, because both teams play on Thanksgiving and both teams are entertaining. So they got a full week off. This is going to be a real football game for these two teams this week. I like it. No short week no quick turnaround for these two teams. I like that a lot. Should be a really good game on Thursday. The game is in Detroit, though, isn't it? I think the game's in Detroit. Detroit is much better home than they are on the road, even though it looked weird to Green Bay today. Golish is already apparently building this coaching staff. I would hope he'd already have his coaching staff in there. The MVP is coming down to the wire. Feels like, yeah, well, Drake May's going to have a Monday night performance to put it on. I'm unfortunate. But yeah, I agree, Zay. It'll probably come down to the wire. So do you want your current QB, 9, so tough, or Sammy D right now? I wanted Daniel Jones. For $14 million. Jerry deserves his flowers for his trades. Dude's dominating and he has 2 firsts. Yeah, it worked. And they are very much alive in the NFC. I guess Jerry did the wizard math that the NFC just sucked and the NFL just sucked this year. I think Jerry just did the math that the NFL is just not good this year. And the Cowboys have a really good offense. I think St. Brown is out as well. Yeah, it sounds like Amon-Ra's out. That was a big loss. But they'll be able to scheme it a little better. It's always worse to lose a guy mid-game than it is to have a guy out for the game. If you know the guy's not playing, you can scheme without him. You can drop your game plan without him. Losing a guy early in a game, middle of a game, especially an elite wide receiver like Amon-Ra, really puts your back up against the wall. Who do you think... Who wins? Who do you think wins? I'll just rephrase that so I can read it out loud. Both are desperate for wins. Yeah, I think it's in Detroit. I'm going to lean Detroit, but Cowboys are a cover machine. We've bet the Cowboys the last 2 weeks to cover, and they've covered beautifully for us. Cowboys have been excellent for us. That sentence has never been uttered. Have I given up on 9? No. He just needed a year. He's not ready to play in the NFL. He needed a year. He's still the youngest quarterback in the NFL. That's the funny thing. He needs more time to practice. And we were potatoes. He should have sat this year. I give up on nothing. I give up when I become in charge of the Minnesota Vikings and I lose. That's when I give up. That's when I give up on things. But I thought Jones was okay. Some weird officiating things, like I said at the end of this game. Houston clearly got away with the delay a game, and then they called a pass interference on Indy on that third down play. And then Houston scored a go-ahead touchdown, and then they kicked an extra point and missed the extra point, and they called it good, and he clearly missed the extra point. Indy was in field goal range that would have tied this game with like 2 minutes to play. So, good game. I think the Cowboys could win their division. Yeah, if the Cowboys come back and win the division, that the NFC East is just cursed, guys. If the Cowboys find a way to win this division, the NFC is cursed. The NFC East is just cursed. You can't win 2 years in a row. It's just a cursed division. Nico back, though, 5 for 98, did have a rushing touchdown as well. He had 7 yards. I thought Nico had 34 yards. Like, what? It wasn't that long. It's a nice little end around. Jaden Higgins is coming on really nice as their rookie wide receiver hit. Xavier Hutchinson, not so much. But we'll see. Houston coming on. Great defense. Looked a little vulnerable, though. Thought Indy was okay offensively. I watched that game a lot. That was the early game I was really focused on. I just love feeding. Guess what? Shouldn't have a kid. But then again, you guys also gave up on Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a starting quarterback in the NFL. Should go get, Winston or Minshew. That's what they should have done early in the season. That's what they should have done coming into the year. Jacoby Brissett, Mac Jones, literally anybody, a competent backup quarterback. You knew what you had coming into the year. You had a guy who was coming off a season-ending injury who had never started in the NFL and was the youngest quarterback in the NFL. The only thing you're winning with him is the Cornball Bowl. Did win a national championship. Didn't expect to, that's what everyone was worried about. Higgins had the connection with Davis Mills, and he looked good. He's just good. He just gets open. He runs those drag routes. He runs drag routes really well and gets open with them. Saints Dolphins, I watched approximately 13 plays of this game. Also, fuck the Dolphins. Fuck the Dolphins. We had an insane scoregami cooking up in this game. This game was 19-11. This game was 19-11. And then the Saints scored a touchdown and cut it to 19-17 and went for two. And the Dolphins picked off the 2-point conversion and ran it back for 2 points to make it 21-17. I've seen a million games be played 21-17. Tua's got brain damage. He threw a pick. He was terrible. Tyler Shuck wasn't good, but he wasn't bad again. I thought he was fine. I thought Tyler Shuck moved the ball okay. They cannot run the ball at all in New Orleans. I mean, Devon Vele's getting 93 in a tud. Chris Olave had a touchdown after he was questionable all week. Our guy, Devon Achane, $134 touchdown. He's a freak. He's awesome. I love Devon Achane. He's the man. Didn't even have any receptions out there. Dolphins won the Incompetency Bowl, and they've won like 4 out of 5. Yeah, they won 4 out of 5, the Dolphins. They were 1-5. They play hard still for Mike. That was before he talked about 9. He threw 50 passes in the national championship. Yeah, but he was good in the Rose Bowl. He was really good in that Rose Bowl against Bama. They didn't have to throw the ball. Michael Penix blew Wiener in that game. Bring up the 9 quote. I'm going to put you in timeout if you bring up any 9 quotes there. Bo Nix and Hurts are basically the Spider-Man meme. True. I think Bo Nix is a little better than Jalen Hurts, honestly. I think Bo Nix can throw the football a little bit better than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is not a good passer of the football. I at least see Bo Nix make good throws. Hot take right there. And I don't fucking like Bo Nix. How about the Falcons Jets, baby? We're going to put Emu in the spin zone right here, crying about the Falcons. You should have sat McCarthy this year coming off the injury. I agree. You should have just told, we offered Daniel Jones more money than the Colts did. You should have just told Daniel Jones you're getting the Sam Darnold year this year. You're the starting quarterback. McCarthy's going to get the full year of practice. But again, as soon as Daniel Jones plays back, the fans are calling for McCarthy. It's a toxic, they set up a toxic situation because they want the young quarterback. It's stupid. Our GM's a bozo. Nix is also not very accurate. Yeah, he has not been super accurate in the NFL. All right, Kirko Chains, 21-33, 234 and a tutty. The Falcons at least listen to me. They gave Bijan the ball. Bijan goes for $142 and a touchdown over here. What did I tell you? See, I told him. He's going to timeout. He moves in timeout for a minute. $142 and a touchdown. Bijan did pretty much everything. He also had 51 yards receiving. Kyle Pitts was your leading receiver over here. No Drake London again for the Falcons. Tyrod Taylor, 19-33, was bad. Threw a touchdown. Had 44 yards rushing and the go-ahead and the game-tying touchdown run. Breeze had a nice day, 68 a touchdown. A.D. Mitchell with his first ever NFL touchdown, 55-yard bomb over here. Great one. People making a big deal. J.J. McCarthy, no, he is ahead of Jamarcus Russell, but he's with Jamarcus Russell. He is one ahead of Jamarcus Russell on the EPA stats. And Jamarcus Russell wasn't even trying. The idiot had a kid. He had a kid week 1 of the season or week 2 of the season. He's an idiot. He's 22 years old and he's an idiot. What can I say? A.D. Mitchell had 8 for 102. The next leading receiver was 2 for 21. This was a peak job. Like, who the hell is Jamal Agnew? Would they fumble a punt or something? They must have muffed a punt. But Nick Folk, with your game winner, 55 yards, 56 yards for Nick Folk, our guy, game winner. 56 game winner for Nick Folk. Test. Yeah, you got put in timeout. I told you. Any 9 quotes, you get put in timeout, Emu. So yeah, the Jets win. Nobody can throw away a top 5 draft pick like the Jets. They're generational. The Jets are the 07 Patriots when they have a chance to have a great draft pick. That is the New York Jets, baby. Buccaneers beat the Cardinals. Weird game again. Jacoby Brissett threw the ball 40 times, which is kind of crazy. They ran the ball 19 times for 95 yards, 5 yards a carry. They were back and forth in this game. I don't know why they didn't run the ball more. Not Jordan Saints. Yeah, not terrible today. Not terrible. I told him, say he did it again. I'm going to do it again. Think I'm joking. I'm going to keep putting you in timeout, bro. I'll keep putting you in timeout. You keep dropping 9 quotes. Are the best. They are not the best. They are not the best. But Brissett's fine. Why couldn't we sign Jacoby Brissett? Fuck it. Who cares? He did look washed last year. Baker is hurt. 18 for 28, 194 touchdown. Our guy Bucky was back. 61 and a tutty for Bucky. Chris Godwin had his best game of the season. 3 for 78. Emeka Ibuka 4 for 42. Team's got no weapons. Who's my team? It is the Vikings. They are as terrible as everybody. Marvin Harrison Jr. back from the appendicitis. Okay, Trey McBride's still our guy. 82 and a tud. Get my man out of Arizona. Yeah, weird, sloppy game. Nobody looked really good. Definitely going down in my power. Tampa Bay is just kind of dead. They're so hurt. How would I rebuild the Vikings? Benjamin, this is a great question. Fire our DEI GM. Put me in charge. Step 1. Step 2, make KOC give up play calling just to see how it goes. You need to sign a competent quarterback and try. I'm offering 2 first-round picks and JJ McCarthy to the Bengals immediately for Joe Burrow. I tell Justin Jefferson to make things toxic with Joe Burrow. Get Joe Burrow to leave Cincinnati. I'm offering that. I'm offering the Chargers 2 first and JJ McCarthy for Justin Herbert as well. That's step 1. If not, trade for Mac Jones or sign Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is a free agent. Sign Daniel Jones, trade for Mac Jones. You got to sit McCarthy a year. I'm sorry. Jordan Love sat for 3-4 years. Sit McCarthy. He's not ready. He's 22 years old. You drafted a baby quarterback. He's not going to be ready. He's got to sit for a year, I think. He's got to sit for a year and just develop and grind and practice and get better and get better and get better and get better and get better. You trade Jordan Addison. He's a bum. You got to keep Jefferson. The defense is okay. The only positive signs for this team is Dallas Turner, who was looking like a bust last year and early this year, got a lot of PT, and he looks good. Dallas Turner looks good. Very impactful guy on the defensive line again. You should have never paid Byron Murphy. He's a bum. Taylor Heineke. Oh, my God. He hates us because he sliced his Achilles on a glass door or whatever. Upset of the day, the Panthers shock the world, including the LA Rams. Can't hide from the truth. No, but I can keep putting you in timeout. I did say, are we going to get the good Panthers? I did posit the question, could we get the good Panthers today? And we got the good Panthers today. We got the good Panthers. Bryce Young, 15 to 22 with 6-3 tuds. Not going to really tell the whole story. Bryce Young was excellent in this game. The weather was abysmal. They ran the ball 40 times for $164, but they were not good running the football. They were not good running the football at all today. And they had 2 fourth down touchdowns of like 33 yards and like 50 yards. Anything is clearly not better because, anything's clearly not better. Night and I'm not reading that. It's too much of a tongue twister. You're going to need at least 2 years, Emu. Emu, talk to me in 2 years. It's going to be average next year, but if you get to 7 wins, I know you'll be happy. Almost had a perfect passer rate. That was like a decade ago. It wasn't a decade ago. It was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Whatever. Bryce Young. You're talking about Bryce Young. Yes, Bryce Young was excellent today. Just doesn't quite tell the story. If you look at the box score, he was great today. Bryce Young was awesome. Matt Stafford was terrible. 2 bad picks and the game-losing fumble. One over Bama and Georgia, and we're golden. Bama or Georgia, I'm assuming. That's asking a lot. Yeah, Bryce, I got you. Yeah, Stafford was just bad. Nobody wants the fucking MVP. Stupid. Kyron got hurt, came back in, did have his touchdown. Blake Corum had a nice touchdown as well. 7 for 81, really good Corum day. Xavier Smith was their leading receiver with 3 for 19. Puka Nacua had an insane one-handed catch. Devontae had 2 touchdowns again. Stafford missed a couple of Devontae throws, too, in this game. Stafford was just bad. Their defense wasn't very good either. Their secondary got beat up a bit. Jalen Coker-Cook. Ted McMillan had 1 catch, and it was a 43-yard touchdown on 4th down. For year 1, we can leave it as Bama or Georgia. Their schedule's pretty bad next year, isn't it? But yeah, and guess what? The Panthers defense is sneakily not that bad. They gave up 28 points. They forced 3 turnovers. They are sneakily not that bad. Good win for the Panthers. They are in the thick of it in the NFC. And they have the tiebreaker over the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys have a tie. Let's peep the standings real quick. Let's look at the playoffs, at the NFC playoffs. Yeah, they're technically a half a game behind the Cowboys. They do have the tiebreaker. They're in a bad spot. Cowboys at 6-5-1. Panthers at 7-6. It's a big deal. Oh, the Panthers on the bye. The Panthers are on a bye this week. They have an extra game played over everybody. So they're flirting with the Lions. I think the NFC playoffs kind of locked up, though. I think the Lions are going to miss the playoffs. They got to catch Tampa. The Panthers' way in is winning the division. Yes, Traylon Burks' one-handed catch tonight was absolutely insane. He had surgery on his middle finger like 2 weeks ago on that hand as well. He had like his finger was like shattered or whatever. He had like spiral fracture in his middle finger with that hand. Still like stuck the ball. So great win for our Panthers. Shout out to our guy Bryce Young. I can't wait to see myself in black body paint and a Speedo. Border jumper. Breaking news, Jerry Jeudy thinks he's a top tier receiver. Top tier in what? In the toilet bowl? What is he top tier in? What is Jerry top tier? What is Jerry Jeudy top tier in? What universe is Jerry Jeudy a top tier wide receiver? But the Bills beat the Steelers. This was an ass kicking. The Steelers were up 7-3 at halftime. Really weird first half again for the Bills. Interception by Josh Allen, a James Cook fumble. I believe it was a James Cook fumble. Was it a fumble? Was it a James Cook fumble? Yes, James Cook fumble in this first half. Weird game. First play of the third quarter. Strip sack of Aaron Rodgers. He died. It's Aaron Rodgers. He died after the strip sack.
With that,
watch him get killed here. Strip sacks. Joey Bosa killed him.
And you go get
He's dead.
Like
He's bleeding.
And
he got blood on his face. Big disgrace. Have you ever been to North Carolina? No. Feel like it'd be a good time, though. Watch some college basketball. Hang out in the mountains. People thought I was crazy taking the Panthers to win their division or making the playoffs. Playoffs, yes. Division, a little crazy. Tampa Bay's just been bad, but they got hurt. Tampa Bay's been hurt. But I like the Panthers, too, to be a playoff. Panthers were frisky, man. Panthers were definitely a live team for me this year. And they haven't quite lived up to it. It's been a lot sloppier, but I think Dave Canales is just a good coach. But yeah, weird game from Josh. James Cook, 32 carries, $144. Ray Davis, 9 for 62. Josh, 8 for 38, and a touchdown. They ran for 249. That's the most against the Steelers since 74. Like, they in Pittsburgh, they just beat the shit out of this team. Mason Rudolph went 0 for 3 filling in for Rodgers. Rodgers did shit. They couldn't run the ball. This team is cooked. Tomlin's done. The streak is over. This team is not winning 8 games. This team is not winning 3 more games. They're not the Ravens have. If the Ravens are the only team that can let them win, they're not beating the Lions. I don't think they're going to beat the Dolphins. Maybe in Pittsburgh they'll beat the Dolphins on a Monday Night Football game. Yeah, they could do that. I don't think they're going to win at Cleveland. I don't think they're going to win at Cleveland. They could get to 9. Rodgers is done. Yeah. Rodgers is cooked. But he might be an upgrade to what the Vikings have been throwing out there. DK I saw from Ian. DK got ejected. Yeah, I didn't see the end of that. I didn't see GK get ejected. It's on point. Your boy Roman, what's up? Just made a new account. Uh-oh. What's up? Welcome back. RVD. Got it. Roman. Welcome back. Making burners over there? You been hitting up the honeys? Rodgers is definitely retiring. Yeah, I agree. This is it for Rodgers. He's done. It's not fun, man. He's old as shit, man. Where's his fake wife at? Anybody seen Rodgers' fake wife? Where's she at? Come on, dude, come on. By the popped off this game. Wait, who what? Who popped off this game? Anyway, Chargers, Raiders. The Raiders fucking suck. The Raiders are bad, guys. I don't know what to say. The Raiders are bad. Geno's bad. He tried to throw 2 picks. Brock Bowers is awesome. 2 touchdowns. Brock Bowers the man. Ashton Dente, God bless him, man. He just gets hit in the backfield. Their O-line is terrible. Justin Herbert died. He broke his hand. He's having surgery tomorrow. God bless. I hope he's okay. He said he's going to play Monday. 15 to 20, 51 yards. Oh, Vidal. There you go. That's what. Yeah, Vidal popped off. Vidal, 25, buck 26 on a tutty. Had a 59-yard touchdown run. Kind of opened this game up, too. This game was 7-7 and a half. Vidal's finger popped off? Ew. What? Or Vidal popped off in the game and his finger. Herbert's having surgery on. This game was 7-7 and a half, and then Vidal busted the big run, blew it open. Then they found Latimus McConketh, young lad over there for a tutty. Quentin Johnson had a touchdown as well in the first half. Just a sloppy game. Just not a great game at all. But Eagles are hosting the Chargers. It's going to be fun. Wasn't A-Rod married to his co-parent's daughter, the Bucks? I have no idea. Nobody knows who A-Rod's fake wife is. Herbert broke his ring finger. That's what he meant to say. Yeah, okay. I know they said it was his hand, but it was just his finger. He is having surgery on it, though. It was bad. Apparently, it's bad. He's a psycho. He came back in and played with it. He heard it in the first half. He heard it on the first touchdown. He heard it in the first quarter. Heard it on the touchdown pass to Quentin Johnson. Or that drive. So, yeah, weird game. Kind of a dud schedule. We just kind of know with the NFL. Nobody's that good. Like, nobody's that good, guys. We got Patriots, Giants tomorrow. I'm sure our boy Drake May will cook up the Giants. Set up the MVP. It'll get me cooked. Make me sad. Let's look at next week's schedule. Great Thursday game. Cowboys-Lions both coming off a full week rest in Detroit. That's a kind of a must-win for both teams. Loser leaves town. Loser's probably out of the playoffs. Vikings-Commanders, God bless us. I hope nobody has to watch that, but I'm going to watch it. Commanders look good tonight, too, but they may have blew their wad playing tonight. Seahawks-Falcons, that'll be fun. I'm sure the Falcons will win that game. They're at home, and the Seahawks are going across the country. It'd be such a Falcons thing to do to win that game. Bengals-Bills. Bengals coming off long rest. Bills have looked weird. Joe Burrow loves cooking up bad teams. I shouldn't say bad teams. Kind of bad teams. Bills are fine. They just, I don't know, weird team. Browns-Titans, watch it. We know the drill. You got to watch these shit games to appreciate the good games. Dolphins-Jets as well. Watch these 2 games, boys. Dolphins-Jets, Titans-Browns. Chargers definitely have a chance to win against the Eagles since they did lose to the Bears. Doesn't really mean a lot, but I still want to conquer the tush push. That's about the only. They can't even run the tush push anymore, Philly. Right? They're a train. Philly is just a train wreck. It depends when they leave Seattle too. They'll probably leave Saturday like everybody else. Saints-Bucks. Kind of a sneaky, weird, important game for the Buccaneers. Got to win this one. Colts-Jags is for everything. OJ, what's up? The Colts have been... I thought the Colts played okay today. There were some weird calls at the end of that game that kind of swung against the Colts on that one drive. I thought the Colts played okay. Daniel Jones is clearly hurt. Danny Dimes is clearly hurt. There was no movement or running with Jones in the offense, and it really showed. I thought they played okay today. Now, maybe okay is not good enough with the Texans' offense. I think Houston's just coming on strong right now. Weird game. They missed that extra point. Badgers got to hit that first extra point. They took games tied. They were in field goal range when they got stopped. Steelers-Ravens, a massive important game. That is for first place in the AFC North. That is for first place in the AFC North. Stinson, what's up? Broncos Raiders, good for the Broncos. They're 11-2. Bears Packers, a massively important game in the NFC North. That game got flexed to the afternoon slate. Both teams coming off a week's rest, basically. Bears played Friday, but whatever. Packers played Thursday, so they're coming off a long rest, both teams. Rams Cardinals, I expect the Rams to bounce back. Cardinals are always a little frisky at home, though. Broncos did get lucky. They made a play, though. Guy was wide open. Nick Benito made a play. Broncos and the Bears are your lucky teams this year. Both teams have been very, very lucky this year. Very lucky, these two teams. Better lucky than good, I always say, boys. Chiefs Texans, a huge game. Huge game. Chiefs are done if they lose this game. The Chiefs are done if they lose this game. They are out of the playoffs. They lose this game. They go to 6-7, they're done. Houston, got to keep pace. Somebody in the AFC South is going to be 9-4. Chargers beat the worst team in the league. Yeah. Yup. And they got their quarterback hurt as well. Peak Chargers. Chargers Eagles on Monday night. A massive game for both teams. Chargers sitting in a much better spot than the Eagles. But we'll see. Go Seahawks. Honk honk. Thank God you played the worst quarterback in the NFL today. Because it was not looking good for Samantha at quarterback. Raiders not worse than the Titans are. I don't know, Zay. They're both pretty. I flip back and forth. Oh my God, they're so bad, both those teams. I think Herbert will be bad. He played through be good. Herbert will be good. Shutout, bro? Yeah, because our quarterback was horrible. Like, literally the worst quarterback in the NFL today. Guys were wide open and he couldn't even throw the ball to him. It was crazy how bad it was. Down goes A&M, but they will still be playing in December, unlike the University of Texas at Austin. Yeah, I meant bad. Yeah, I got you. We will be playing in December. Texas will not. Lets me sleep well at night. We got a home playoff game coming up. December 19th or the 20th. Giants, Patriots, 49ers, and Panthers on bye. 49ers need a bye about as bad as anybody. Maybe people will get healthy. I don't know. It is the 49ers. Patriots and Giants getting the bye after the Monday night game. That is the end of our byes. Next week is the last week of byes. After week 14, then we got just 4 weeks left. 15, 16, 17, and 18 into the holidays. No, you wanted to play Ohio State for it all. Not done. We're fine. Not a single team last year who had a bye won a game. So, if we're going off of history, Nathan, we just opened ourselves up to winning a national championship by not getting a bye. All 4 bye teams lost last year in the first round in the quarters. Yeah, Jetta's not getting 1,000 yards because they just don't throw him the ball. It's so bad. It's so bad. He's gonna leave. He's gonna ask to be traded or demand the quarterback change. You like Pete? Yeah, Pete Carroll's the guy. It always ends like this. It never come back as an old coach, guys. It never works. It never works. Old coaching never works. This is just how it ends. You lose a step, you lose the edge. Forgot it's a playoff, so it's in fact a better chance now. You think we could actually win a playoff game? Who, the Chargers? Probably not. They're dead. Chargers, no. Aggies, yes. So yeah, weird, shitty week next week. JSN won't go get 2K probably. Yeah, the Vikings shut him out today. Teams are going to take away JSN. You knew it was coming. Teams eventually had to take away JSN. Yeah, too bad. The Chiefs don't have good enough draft pay. You can ask to get traded. This ain't the fucking NBA. You get traded where you get traded to. This ain't the NBA. Cool. New England. I would tell New England to pound sand. New England wants them. They're going to pound sand. They wouldn't give us Drake May. They can go fuck off. I am never trading anybody of value to New England ever after not giving us Drake May. We offered 3 first-round picks. They can pound sand. And then they fired the head coach who wouldn't do it. So somehow the Bears are in first place in the NFC, guys. These are really, truly dark times. Russell Wilson should insist on taking the field tomorrow against the Patriots. Payback, bro. No, they got Darty. Never Russell Wilson ever again. Never Russell Wilson. Winston or Dart, baby. Winston, the most electric quarterback in football. There's nobody more fun than Winston. And Jackson Dart is also very fun. So good vibes. Good vibes on the Giants, at least with those two. None of this is happening. Nobody has draft capital. Yeah, Dart's starting. Dart is starting tomorrow. Denver, you're 1 seed in the AFC. The Patriots will be the 1 seed with a win tomorrow. Obviously, they have the extra game. Jacksonville currently in first place in the AFC South. Baltimore currently in first in the AFC North. Chargers hanging in there in the wild card. Colts in the wild card. Bills in the wild card. The Texans looming. Pittsburgh's dead. Kansas City's on life support. Everybody else dead. Officially eliminated Tennessee and Vegas. And New Orleans and Arizona. Washington eliminated next week. Vikings or Washington eliminated with a loss next week. Atlanta hanging around. Carolina's in trouble. Dallas, Detroit, and Carolina probably too little too late. NFC's probably locked up. Niners at 9 wins. The only spot that Carolina could slide into the division there. That's the only spot, but maybe Dallas goes on a run. They're still 2 games back. They're 2 games back of the Eagles in the win column. And they don't play the Eagles anymore. The Jets are still technically alive. Packers or Bears? Probably Packers. I trust neither of those teams. Neither of those teams are that good. Bears are luckier, though. The luck does matter. I think we're trying to get a draft pick. You can't do that when you're a 14-win team. Last year, we're cooked. Rams. The Rams have the draft picks for the Jettas. Not really, because the Falcons draft pick ain't that good. He ain't that good. They also can't pay him. They're going to give us Devontae. Yeah, Mariota was fine tonight. I thought Mariota was decent tonight. Mariota was decent tonight. Chet's not done. So that's our playoff picture. These are dark times. It was a dark week. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving with the fam. Enjoyed everybody. I hope you had a good time. Titans started 9-2 and finished 9-7, so nothing is guaranteed. True, but yeah, let's be real. Let's be honest. Didn't they still make the playoffs though? It was 9-7. I don't think anybody started 9-2 and missed the playoffs. Jets have draft capital. They do have draft capital, but they don't have a quarterback. They need a quarterback first. He ain't going to a team without a quarterback. Going to be the Patriots-Seahawks rematch in the Super Bowl. The Seahawks are not going to the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold as their quarterback. Not a shot. He was bad again. Sam Darnold has not played good against a good defense this year. And New England's kind of a product of their schedule. They're missing their tackles now. Will Campbell's out. They really don't have a good win on their schedule. The Buccaneers is an okay win at Tampa, but Tampa Bay's dead. They don't have a good win on their schedule. The Bills aren't even that good. They don't have a good win on their schedule. They have a soft schedule, New England. But we'll see. It'll all play out. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I'm going to wrap it up. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Our power rankings will be out Tuesday afternoon. God bless us. Who knows what the hell I'm going to do with these rankings? I don't know who's good, who's bad, whatever. It's just a shit show in the NFL right now. Nobody's good. Everybody's bad. Chargers, yeah, the Chargers just hurt. If the Chargers were healthy, I'd like them. They're just too hurt. That team is fucking awful on the offensive line with the injuries. I was impressed how bad it was. Yes, OJ. Rams-Pats rematch over the Seahawks, potentially. The AFC's so weird. Who I got to play the AFC and NFC championship game? Whoever wins 2 games, Nathan. Whoever wins 2 games or 1 game. I couldn't even begin to guess. It's so bad right now. You know what? Watch the power rankings video on Tuesday, guys. Maybe I'll give you 4 teams to look for. The top 2 in each, whoever the top 2 in each conference is, that's who I think is going to make the conference championship game. There you go. That's my call right now. Watch the power rankings video. Shameless plug. Appreciate it. Always entertaining. Yeah, Hampton coming back's nice. Vidal's been good. The Chargers just hurt on the offensive line. They could beat Denver. I agree. They're going to make the playoffs. I just think they're not going to win that division because injuries. So appreciate everybody. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Spend time with your families. Stay safe this week. You know the schedule. Power rankings video on Tuesday. Live again Wednesday night to do our picks for week 14. God, week 14. Oh my God, it's already over. So like, subscribe, and